I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've been sick for the last about week, and it has made it very difficult to make videos and edit them. But yeah, no, that's it. It sucked. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my ASMR podcast. Today we are going to be talking like this. No, I'm just messing with you guys. My sister told me it might be a good idea to do ASMR for all of you guys. I'm like, no. But moving on. This is my 2012 Volkswagen GTI that I've had about 8 months that has cost me the most amount of stress on the Turo platform. Now today I'm going to tell you guys the story about how this vehicle almost got me kicked off the Turo platform. It did not pay me for a claim that was not even our fault. And finally, how I decided that it's best to move on from some of these performance cars and just sell them. There's a bird in my shop, and if you guys can hear it, I am sorry. Now, before we get started, welcome back, everybody. And if you're new here, my name is Angel, and I rent vehicles out of this platform called Turo Online. And today, I can finally talk to you guys about how I almost lost my account. Now, this GTI story is a pretty long one, and it's not only connected to me and my rental fleet, but also connected to my brother. So you can go and see his part of the story on his channel, and Javi, and you can go and see his part of the story in the future on his channel, because it has to do with our whole process of our business here with our family. So just wanted to let you guys know that before we keep going and I tell you guys my portion of this story. This vehicle was something that we had thought we found by the stroke of luck when we first found it, but it turned out to be a huge nightmare because of the way the car is, I suppose. To be honest with you guys, I have no idea why. It's the first one that we've tried in this line of vehicles. Never had a Volkswagen before this, but it was not a good experience at all. Now, this car was a vehicle that we thought we could push to be part of our brand. So we took care of it as if it was really one of our own personal cars. We added little decals to it, made sure the windows were tinted, repainted it, repainted the rims, did a ton of modifications to it that really weren't necessary for a rental car of ours. But we thought it would be very, very nice to see on the street and have as a symbol of us out there in the world. We, to be honest with you guys, started tuning cars with this car at our shop. It wasn't anything extravagant, but we made the exhaust sound nicer. We made it run a little bit quicker and all the quick little tunes that just made the car that much more fun to drive. And we had originally hoped that the Turo community would be very suited for these kinds of cars, because we see all of these brand new cars renting out all the time from the Turo platform that doesn't seem like they ever have any issues with them. But I guess that's where we were very, very wrong. Now, the first trip with this vehicle went perfectly fine. It went out for about 3 days and it came back no issues, no scratch rims, no nothing. It came back perfectly fine and perfectly relaxed. Score! The second trip was where everything really went downhill. Now, when we first bought the vehicle, we had noticed that something was going on with the engine. So we went ahead and decided that we weren't going to deal with all of that. So we replaced the engine and we got a warranty for it so that we could be sure that the car would be fine no matter what. In this second trip, the customer really, really enjoyed it. He had it for about almost a month, like 2 to 3 weeks at this point. And we had already seen issues with the guest. Originally, he brought it in because the oil light came in after about a week of driving it. We let him know that he was driving it too harshly and too long because the vehicle had just gotten its oil change done before he had left. And within a week, it already needed another oil change. So we told him to keep monitoring it and make sure that he was not going too rough on the vehicle. He said that was okay, and we moved on with the situation. He kept driving it for 2 weeks. Flash forward to the end of these 2 weeks, at the 3-week point, and we find out that the vehicle doesn't move anymore. He's stuck at a gas station, and he has no idea what to do. So I go ahead and tell him what every host would do. Call Turo support, have them pick up the vehicle. It's the only real thing that we can do without knowing his information and going to pick it up myself. And to be honest with you, we didn't have a tow service available at the time. So Turo goes ahead and picks it up, brings it back over to my shop. We bring it up onto the air, and we see that the oil pan has been damaged. We assume that this is from the customer racing it or doing something with it, but to be honest, we don't know. Things can happen in the road, and you never know what's going to happen out there. So we reported to Turo, and we let them know that there's damages on the vehicle mechanically and that we need help to resolve this claim for us. And they tell us that they can't. They tell us that based on the messages that were sent from the guest and based on the situation that happened and the way that it happened, they couldn't cover it. They weren't sure that the car didn't have issues beforehand because of the oil change situation. And because of all of that, they weren't going to cover it. Now, to top all of this off, because of the situation that our shop was the one that was handling it, that was an issue that our shop was the one that took all of our cars. So now they started looking into who we were, who our shop was, who exactly was the owner of the Turo account, who exactly was everyone, and what other vehicles and what other claims we had had. Now, thankfully, we've never done anything illegitimate, and they could go through everything and not find anything that we had done wrong. But for some reason, this situation caused them to see us as a bad mark, and it put us in a bad spot. Now, the original conversation that I had with the Turo claims team, they just stated that they were going to have to look into things. And fast forward about a day, right after this whole situation happened, and all of a sudden they blocked my account. Now, I'm not receiving payments for anything that happens through the account, and I have no clue what's happening, so I call them back almost immediately. They let me know that they're going to be having a block on my account until they view everything in my account and make sure that everything is legitimate. Now, I never saw this specifically stated in the terms and service, but I understand the worry from their end. So I accepted it. I didn't really have much else to do, and I just had to accept. The problem with this was that now I had to wait on them in order to get a payment for anything that happened. I had 2 other claims within this time, and now I was scared to resolve them at my own shop, first of all, and I was also scared to even go and get these fixed anywhere else because where was I going to get the money from? So this caused a major issue within our whole setup, really, and I ended up losing a lot of money for it. But thankfully, after 2 weeks of waiting, they finally called me back and let me know that everything's been cleared. I start receiving payments again. They pay me everything they owed me as soon as possible, and we move on from that. Now, the reason why I tell this story is because a lot of people wouldn't tell you the dangers of having everything in-house. When you try to take care of everything yourself, it is very likely for you to seem shady, to be honest with you, which is completely understandable. You have full control of everything from their point of view. So you always want to make sure that you have the most amount of facts in your situation as soon as possible when these things come up. Now, if I would have had some of these conversations on the Turo app with the guest instead of calling them directly or telling them in person, this would have probably saved me from not being paid for my claim here. And if I would have had the tow truck driver make sure that he took photos of the vehicle and of the oil pan before he left for Turo, that would have saved me as well. I'm almost positive that if those things would have occurred, then there wouldn't have been any issues with my account because it would have been confirmed from someone else. Now, thankfully, we had that warranty on the vehicle, so we didn't have to worry about where we were going to get the money for the replacement engine. But this is still something that is very difficult for us to see, because if it happened to this car, where we were pretty lucky on, it could have happened to any of our other cars as well. So in reality, this is a warning for all of you guys to stay informed, make sure that you're always aware of Turo's policies and all those things, as well as make sure that you're aware that you have all of the facts. you have all of the facts and you have everything in order so that Turo doesn't think that you're lying to them. But end of the day, that was a nice story time that I just wanted to tell you guys really quickly. A good lesson to learn from it, and I hope you guys can see the benefit in all of this. I don't know if there's something in the air or if I'm just like dying internally. I hope you guys can see the benefit in all of this, because I was constantly speaking about this with my brother when we were going through the situation, and he did mention to me that he had seen some creators that went through something similar, and when it came time for them to go through their due process, they disappeared. So I just wanted to let you guys know that these are situations that do happen on the Turo app, and they probably happen more often than not. And I'm sure that my situation isn't the only reason why it could happen to you. So just stay safe out there and make sure that you're reading those rules. But that's going to be it for me today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little story time, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. If I don't use any of this stuff for B-roll, I'm going to be so mad.